How's it going? And welcome into the Accurate as Fuck podcast. Today it's just going to be me and Jim. Andrew is absent. He's a little busy. But this is our E3 recap. And we're going to go over a couple of things that we saw during the E3 conferences that we liked and didn't like. And maybe we have a rant about a certain gargantuan,
Somebody.
gargantuan gaming platform that we have some things to say about. But Jim, why don't you start off and why don't we talk about things that we liked in the conferences?
All right, I'll start off. My favorite thing I think from the conference was Nintendo dropping Metroid Dread
You
out
were
of
so hyped about that.
nowhere. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard the backstory on Metroid Dread. I actually wasn't even aware of this. Metroid Dread was originally not showed off, but like rumored, like Nintendo said it was coming back in 2005. So this game has been in like the works for like 15 years, although it was canceled at one point, brought back now. But people were hyped for this thing, man. Like 15 years in the making, and it looks really good. I liked Samus Returns on the 3DS, and definitely really excited about this guy.
No, it definitely looks awesome. And I was telling you, we were talking on the phone about it. I'm not into 2D side scrolls at all.
Mhm.
That game looked really, really interesting. What's the name of the robot that pursues you?
Oh,
I know they said the name. I
I
forget
I,
about
fre-
it,
I
but
watched it like 3 times today, and I don't remember what it's called.
I know they said the name, but whatever it was called, it was actually like kind of you felt dread. It looked really cool.
Yeah. Um, yeah, no, I like that it's kind of got like a horror theme going on with it. Um, it definitely looks really cool. I mean, it's not the most graphically impressive game out there, but
No,
it still looks really cool though.
no, yeah, it's definitely and the Mr. X style is, you know, that's always a formula that works.
Yeah. And I mean, it's sticking on Nintendo. I got some people here on TikTok actually chiming in. Thank you guys. MTA LOL says he was bummed that Bayonetta 3 wasn't announced. I mean, it showed off, back in, was it 2018's Game Awards, and we still haven't seen anything on it.
Ooh,
But yeah, definitely upset about that one. I did like that Mario Party got a like Nintendo 64 remaster thing or whatever it is coming out, like remake. Definitely looked pretty cool. Um Other than that though, I mean Nintendo had WarioWare, which looked pretty good. I'm not like a huge WarioWare fan. I like to play with friends and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think, was there anything else at Nintendo that caught your eye at all?
Mario Super Golf.
Oh yeah, the golf game, yeah.
I never played an entry in that franchise, but it definitely caught my eye. What else? Obviously, the new Mario Party caught my eye.
Mhm.
Uh, Everything else, a lot of people said that Nintendo won the conference, but I don't really agree with that. I
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
it was like after the fact. I know what it was Tuesday, right, where the conference happened.
Yes, Tuesday was Nintendo's. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was the fourth day in the conference, and a lot of people had already put out their videos saying who won E3.
Yeah. Oh, we can't forget about Zelda as well. MTA pointing that out again.
Zelda,
Um,
yeah, okay, yeah, that was really. I mean, we didn't really
yeah.
get much. We kind of just got a really early gameplay trailer of it, but
Yeah. There was a really cool theory being floated around. I know Kind of Funny covered it, that this Zelda game, like they didn't show you Link's face at all. And apparently, like this is supposed to take place like 10,000 years before or something like that. And according to like the Zelda legend, is that's actually Ganondorf was like the previous hero. So it would be kind of cool if you're actually playing as Ganondorf this one instead of Link.
that would be really cool, actually.
I think I said Zelda before, my bad. But definitely really cool. I mean, who do you think won E3 press conference?
I wouldn't say that there was like an actual like conference winner.
Mhm.
Um, I know Bethesda had a lot that they showed off.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, it's a lot of the same stuff that we've seen. We really only got a couple of new like ideas and IPs. Obviously, Starfield being one of them,
Mhm.
which we got a release date for and a
Yeah.
somewhat of a trailer,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll hit that release date. We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean, I feel like just seeing some of the shooters and like zombie type games that are coming out. Like Back for Blood looks really cool. Obviously, I'm a huge Battlefield fan. Battlefield looks unreal.
Battlefield does look good.
Rainbow Six Extraction, that looks crazy.
Going back to Starfield. Now, this is just me. I don't know, like if I'm just cynical against Xbox or whatever. Like I love Xbox, but like I was kind of a little bit let down by the press conference because they did focus a lot on Game Pass, which I love Game Pass. Like it's an incredible deal, incredible
best
value.
Yeah, best value in gaming.
But like when you kind of take that away, like I know that's what they're building their whole thing around. I don't think there is like enough exclusives for them. And Starfield, to me, like I liked what they show off. I like the NASA punk theme to it and stuff like that.
It's got a No Man's Sky feel to it.
Yeah. I definitely like agree with that. But like I get kind of like iffy vibes from it because it's just like when I like watch the trailer a couple times, I'm just getting like, I mean, Fallout vibes, like Fallout 3, Fallout 4 with like this space theme on it. And like I know that'll sell ridiculous. I know people will love it, but to me, I'm just kind of like, if I go in there and it's just like again Fallout the thing, but just in space now, like I'm wondering.
You're forgetting Outriders. It's literally Fallout in space.
Well, the Outriders and
or not Outriders. Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's exactly that. And I'm like, Outer Worlds did it so well. Was this? Was this? I like the concept. I find it insane that the link might have the tab on abilities. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. I'm sorry about that.
I think he's talking about the Legends or the Zelda game.
Oh yeah. I think you're right too. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there a little bit. All right, so but other than Xbox though, I did like Redfall that they did show off, like you were talking about that. But I do feel like we got a lot of Left 4 Dead style games this E3.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Back for Blood's definitely I think the top one, maybe in my opinion anyway. That looks really fun. Going back to Left 4 Dead style gameplay made by the same people, I believe, right?
I think it's people who worked on that team before or something like that. It's a different studio, but yeah, it's
like how people left Infinity Ward and started Respawn. Yeah.
I told you my favorite, I think, game of the show, other than Metroid Dread up to that point, was the Rainbow Six Extraction.
Yeah,
I actually thought that looked really cool because that was supposed to be called Quarantine. It was supposed to do with like I think zombies and viruses, and to switch it to aliens, I thought that was a really cool switch up.
Definitely a nice change of pace, especially like you said, it's a crowded category, the zombie genre, especially with like Dying Light 2 coming out and all those games.
Yeah. I just want to, sorry to do this. Anybody watching us on TikTok, this is the Accurate AF podcast. We're going to be live on YouTube right after I'm done recording this. Yeah, accurate as fuck, but yeah, it's Accurate AF on YouTube. I don't think we can write fuck on YouTube, but
we might be able to. We're gonna try. We're gonna push boundaries. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're here to do.
Okay. Moving on though. Ubisoft. I just said Extraction. I'm really right now off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember what else they had. Then Mario.
That was it. Really, I mean.
Then Mario and Rabbids, which was cool.
Rabbids looks promising, but I mean, that's not me. What I wanted and what a 1,000 other people wanted was a new Splinter Cell game, and yet again,
nothing
for the 7th or 8th year in a row. Nothing, which is definitely like upsetting.
Yeah. Speaking of disappointments, we had Square Enix, which actually the games apparently are actually pretty decent other than Babylon's Fall, but the other ones they showed off, they did not show them off well, but apparently people are liking the demo of that they put on PlayStation. So I haven't tried it out yet though.
I haven't gotten around to trying that either.
I got guys on TikTok here saying they were hoping for Overwatch 2 and stuff from Sony as well.
I mean, I feel like anything Overwatch 2 is going to be reserved for BlizzCon. So that's coming easily soon. I forget when BlizzCon is off the top of my head, but I know it's definitely coming soon.
Yeah, we have
that I'm excited for too, man. I played Overwatch for the first like 3 years of its life, and I kind of fell off of it. I mean,
Yeah.
It happens. But I absolutely loved Overwatch, and I'm excited for Overwatch too.
Yeah, Overwatch. I think I played that one for a couple months. Like
Mhm.
it's usually not my type of game. I'm not a huge online shooter, but something about that world and those characters, like
Uh,
definitely. So,
everything about the writing of the world, the characters, the gameplay, the little subtle story that you get, even though it was a multiplayer only game. Everything
mhm,
about it was awesome, dude. The lore
yeah,
was amazing. It just sucked you in.
yeah. And the new one that they have coming out, like it's got like single player in it this time, doesn't it? Like it's got like missions you can do, or at least co-op or something like that.
They had something like that already in it was like seasonal
Yeah.
challenges, but there was like little tiny story. Yeah, it was like a PvE
Mhm.
style. Yeah.
I think they're leaning into that more for this one or something. Or
I mean, those events always work. There was nothing ever wrong with them.
sorry, excuse me about
I
that.
agree.
Battlefield, next thing I've list on my list here. I know you mentioned it before. What about Battlefield that is driving you crazy?
I mean, I've been a Battlefield fan for over a decade. Uh, After Battlefield 4, which was arguably the best in the series, a lot of people will say 3 or 4 are the best in the series. Um, I go 4 in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But we went to Battlefield 1, which is a huge risk in going into World War One territory.
Hmm.
Not a lot of weapons. That's what you play Battlefield for. You play for the big battles and the big weapons, the vehicles, all out warfare. Uh, and I didn't think it would work, and that ended up being also one of my favorite Battlefield games.
Hmm.
And then there was a World War II, which you think would be better, and it
It
didn't
was
hit,
not.
man. They did not hit with that game, and it didn't hit with me either. I played it for a good bit, but once Modern Warfare came out, I completely tossed Battlefield 5 to the side. So I'm excited after I want to say it's been almost been like 4 years, maybe 4.5 years, almost 5,
Mhm.
to get finally back into that modern setting because yeah, I wanted to go back into the past, but I didn't want to stay there. Modern is Battlefield, and this one looks unbelievable. And we're going a little bit into the future now. We're going 21 years into the future.
I,
Now,
li-
yeah, go ahead. I was gonna say, what are your thoughts on
well,
going?
I think it looks really cool. I do like
Yeah,
the more futuristic look to it. Um, I know we're in a new console generation and stuff like that, and like I'm really curious to see what these consoles can do, because like watching the trailer and how much crazy shit that is going on,
it's unreal.
I really want to see them like deliver on it, and I
Yeah,
really hope they do. The only thing that has me worried is it's EA. Other than that, like I,
look from experience, and I mean, obviously, me and you both kind of got punked by Anthem. We were both big on that,
yeah,
but no, I mean, outside of EA being the big bad company, I mean, look what they're doing with Apex. I mean, Apex has been phenomenal. Uh, Running
mhm,
under that
yeah.
banner of EA. Fantastic anti cheat, no complaints there. That's a great battle royale. I know this isn't going to be battle royale, but
It's like
I'm
a
not
live
worried.
service ish.
It's a live service, but I'm not worried about EA doing any kind of shisty maneuver that they
Mhm.
are, known for doing. I'm excited for it. I really am.
Nah, it's definitely on my list of games coming out that I definitely want to try.
Yeah, you've never
Um,
been like a big Battlefield guy, so
no, yeah.
I can't wait to get you in, man. Play.
um, all right. So moving on here. Uh, Partially E3 here. I told you, and you said you wanted to rant a little bit as well about Starfield. Um, and here's where we lose all our viewers, if they're Xbox fans. Now, my biggest problem with the Starfield exclusivity, which I'm perfectly fine with it being an Xbox exclusive, like I have both consoles. It's not like I'm losing out or anything like that. Um, is just that we've heard the messaging from Microsoft for the past 4 years, maybe less than that, about how game exclusives are bad and like they don't like how games are exclusive, mainly because Sony had all the exclusives because Sony was the only one producing games. Like Xbox was just making the new Gears of War and a new Halo every couple of years, a new Forza every year, between that and Forza Horizon. and like Crackdown 3 was a massive turd. And like I'm just like because their messaging was like, oh, we're not doing this exclusive. We want to play nice with people, and they were for a little bit there. They put like Cuphead and Ori on the Nintendo Switch. They put Minecraft everywhere, and it was like, okay, yeah, they're doing this, but then like this is just to me, it's just whenever Microsoft starts making some like headway and gets itself back on top, they just fuck over the consumer. They just look at what they did with from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. They they were on top and they try to get greedy, which they always do. It's oh, we're gonna make everything all like I mean, granted, our stuff went that way, but it was like everything had to be online. We have to go and check your licenses for the games. You're not going to be able to share games with each other. And this just proves to me that like whatever they're saying right now, they're just like petting everybody's ego, and they're just like, oh no, like yeah, we're doing Game Pass, it's all this, it's good, it's only 10-15 dollars a month. And they got 50 million subscribers right now on it, which is great. And it's like I
Yeah.
said, a great deal. But as soon as this starts to be the trend and they start stepping on like Sony's throat, like if they ever do, if like they get those quality games, I guarantee you they're jacking the prices up, and they're making bad decisions again. Because yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't think the acquisition of Bethesda was a step on Sony's throat? I mean, I feel
Oh,
like that was a step on get the gamers. Like, I feel like everybody, honestly,
oh
it's
yeah.
because it's not like Insomniac. That's always really been pretty
Yeah.
much a
Sony.
Sony developer. Now they did go to Microsoft and made Sunset Overdrive, but like
Mhm.
other studios like Naughty Dog, they've always been there. They've always been making these quality games. They've always been pushing out brand new ideas, brand new
Mhm.
IPs, brand new games that potentially always win Game of the Year. They always
Yes.
knock it out of the park. All these Sony developers always have knocked it out of the park.
Mhm.
Microsoft has never had those. They've never seen them. I mean, now granted, they've had Halo and Gears, and I mean, Crackdown one and two were good.
Yeah.
Fable. Other than that, I mean, Sony far and away blew the doors off of them.
Mhm.
And Microsoft looked at it, said, all right, let's throw money at the problem. Bought all these
Exactly.
small time developers. None of them, I guess, have delivered up to this point. So they were like, we need to make a bigger splash. Let's steal everything that, let's steal a game studio that every single person, I'm sorry,
No,
every
you're
single
fine.
person has always been able to play. I've always been able to play Fallout's. I've always been able to play Elder Scrolls games and, Wolfensteins and what God, Doom, whatever the hell else they make. And they just kind of stole it and they're like, nah, this is ours now. I feel like
Yeah.
that was like, I mean, I get it. I get it. You want to win the console generation. They act
Mhm.
like they don't want to, but this move clearly shows that they want to.
No,
I just feel like I'm sorry. I feel like it was just kind of shitty to go and do that. Could you imagine Sony just being like, "Oh, we just bought EA."
yeah, no, and
You know what I mean? Like,
the problem is that like I mean Sony has had like and you're I wanted to say first too, you're definitely right about the Microsoft just throwing money at the problem.
mhm.
Um because and like I told you guys, I'm tired of waiting now for these games to come, because this was the same conversation we were having last year at E3, and it was like, oh, next E3 is going to be huge for them. And now granted, like COVID happened, I'm not
Yeah, no,
knocking
no.
them for that, but at the same time, like let's be honest here, Halo was supposed to come out in November before like any of these problems, and they
And it looked
terrible. Like it was not good. um yeah, I really want to know what's coming from all these studios they bought, because that was the other one too, is like Psychonauts. I'm not a big Psychonauts fan, but like again, it's a game for somebody. I don't know why it's taking so long for this game to come out, because they've been showing this thing off for 4 years, I feel like.
Mhm.
Like, and like I said, I put in our group message the other day that like Game Pass has been around for like like 4 years now, and like not saying I haven't got my money's worth out of it, but the games that have been there that I've used on it have not been Microsoft exclusives. It's been like um Outriders
Yeah,
and
games that you can play pretty
MLB
much
The
anywhere.
Show
Yeah.
on so which is made by so, but sorry, as you were talking there too, I remembered. I'm like, let me check the Sixers. They're winning, thank God.
Thank God. Oh my God.
Not that I really want to watch them right now, but
Yeah.
uh, so that was like my Starfield rant. And like I said too, I'm having a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about Starfield. I hope it's unwarranted, but like with Fallout 76, like and however like before Fallout 76 come out, I believe like there was some people being like, oh, it'd be cool to have an online Fallout game. And like even from like 3 to 4, it was like, oh cool, I can't wait for the next one. But then like, 4 wasn't the
I
best. Like.
No, it wasn't. And look, I mean, like back in 2008, 2009, 2010, like 2011, if you want to add that in, like Bethesda was an untouchable golden child.
Mhm.
I mean, they're pushing out Fallout 3, Skyrim. I mean, if you want to count, I guess you can technically count like New Vegas, even though that was Obsidian, but I guess it was under kind of Bethesda.
Yeah.
All three of those were absolute bangers, knock them out of the park, phenomenal. And then after Fallout 4 released and then Fallout 76 was announced, you kind of watch Bethesda kind of become the villain of
Mhm.
the industry. Did you like, I mean, like
Yeah.
we kind of saw that happen where like literally everyone had nothing but good things to say about Bethesda. And then people were like, they're scumbags. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, like the Fallout 76 thing was a scumbag move. Like that
yeah,
was that
it was a
was
money
like
grab.
yeah. Um
And then they screwed the people out of those, what I forget the material that they were using.
oh yeah, with the
The
bags.
remember the sacks, yeah. I
These sacks
forget,
do
but
not live
yeah,
up to my quality.
yeah, right. So
uh,
scummy.
uh,
And then they pull this deal and they're just like, oh, we've always liked Microsoft. Oh, we like work with
yeah.
Microsoft. We preserve Microsoft. Like, dude, like,
Yeah.
what
Well,
about other people?
yeah, I mean they do prefer Microsoft. Like I will say that because it's like they like even like the original like Elder Scrolls Oblivion, like it came out on 360 before the PS3 because the 360 launched a year ahead of it.
Yeah,
Um and then even with like Morrowind, like that wasn't on PlayStation because like it couldn't handle it. Um and like yeah, they've definitely like I listened to like some of their backstory. Like they had I think it was the I think it was Oblivion, although it may have been Morrowind, but they said because the game was so massive and like the system had a problem playing it on there, like when you would load the game, it would actually restart the system, like
I
behind
do
this,
remember
yeah,
hearing that. Yeah,
yeah, behind the scenes, so that like it would have enough RAM in order to load it because the system would clear its RAM when it would reset or something like that. Um, so something that, but like I wonder how much of a hit they're going to take by not selling on PlayStation platforms because it's like the Xbox audience is definitely a lot lower. Like I was going through the other day and looking at like the top selling games and it was like Halo 5 or whatever. I think either just barely or didn't hit 5 million units. But it's like you look at something like on Nintendo's console, like I mean, granted, Nintendo's got a wider audience right
oh,
now,
yeah,
but like
massive audience. Yeah,
but like Animal Crossing, like if you like, I don't know, I feel like if you were to come up and be like, oh, what do you think sold more, Animal Crossing or like Halo? I would be like, oh, probably Halo or something. But no, like Animal Crossing sold like 35 million units. This new one that just came out on Switch. It's the
mm-hmm.
second best selling Switch game behind Mario Kart. And like it's just crazy to look up their numbers. And like that was the thing last year is like I was looking at like a lot of like Gears of War 5's numbers and like stuff like that and like the previous ones, and it's just like they're not doing the same amount of business that like they really should for a first party title.
No, and I feel like I do feel like, I mean, there is a lot of hype. Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
But I saw someone tweet something earlier in the week. I forget who tweeted it, but it was a side by side comparison of um, a Horizon. Oh my God, what's the new one called? The New Horizon,
Oh, is
Forbidden
this
West.
Forbidden
Forbidden
West?
West.
Yes.
It was Horizon Forbidden West and the new Halo, and it was their trailers.
Mhm.
Uh, and it was basically underlying how little hype there is for the new Halo compared to Horizon Forbidden West, and it showed the viewers of the videos. Horizon Forbidden West had 6.5 million viewers on the video for the release trailer, and for the release trailer for Halo, it only had like 1.5 million. And they're like, there's clearly more hype on the Sony side of games than there is for Microsoft. And
Yeah.
I found that interesting. I mean, granted, I don't know when that trailer came out. I don't know when both trailers came out. I'm just going by the tweet that I saw, but I
Mhm.
thought that was interesting.
It is.
Looking at that, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, anyway, I think competition is great for the industry. Like, I think it will breed better quality games for Xbox.
Hmm.
And I hope, like, I think if anything, Bethesda's other studio, was it Arcane, that is doing Redfall? I think that game will be a hit, because Arcane has delivered for them over the years. Um, but yeah, um, anyway, moving on. You want to talk some Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, man. I haven't beat it like you, but yeah, I'm down always.
Yeah, I did beat it. I think the game is phenomenal. It's damn near perfect. Like I was telling you, I had a couple bugs towards the end that can be easily ironed out with a patch, and like it's something so stupid that like I wouldn't even write it in like a review. It would just, yeah.
I had one bad one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was on the Blizzard Prime level, and do you remember the part? It's kind of quick, but you're grinding on the rails, and you're like flipping between points and hitting like the crystals to go in and out of the like opposite
Yes.
dimensions.
Yeah.
I hit a crystal, my whole screen went white, and my entire system crashed. So it crashed my whole system, and I had to like like hard reset and all that stuff. My PlayStation wouldn't even turn off. I had to unplug it.
Ooh,
It
that's
was
that's
like it was bad. So like yeah, I don't know. I went back in, everything's fine. There's no
that's good.
like corrupted memory or anything like that. But like I was kind of scared. I was like, yo, did this just like brick my console? Like I was like actually like kind of worried about it. But everything ended up being okay. But then that was the only problem I had so far. I mean, granted, that was kind of that was a bigger bug than I had on
Yeah.
Cyberpunk. But other than that, I mean, with this game, I'm having so much fun.
Yeah. So like, are you getting close to the end? Are you like,
I just finished the drill part on
okay?
Blizzard Prime. So like the drill, it's like the drill was the one that destroyed the planet. Yeah,
Mm.
that's where I'm not sure how far or how close that is to the end.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I think, like, I'm just gonna say, out of the game, Clank has the best line, the best comical line out of everybody. I'll just say, like, when you get to that, you'll know when it is. Just text me, call me when you get to that part. Like,
All right.
it's fucking hysterical. Um, but yeah, no, I'm going back now on my second playthrough. After you beat the game, it gives you like a new game plus type thing, a challenge mode they call it,
Mhm.
where you can level all your weapons up to level 10. And then like it's supposed to unlock new stuff or something like that too. Like you can unlock all different types of things. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'm 1000% going back and replaying this after I'm done with it.
yeah, and still watching us. I think MTA still here. Um, he's saying that this is a while ago. Sorry, I'm just getting to it now. But he wished we got a tease for Final Fantasy 15. I do wish we had that too. Apparently, I think they showed off some of that in like a Japanese Square Enix event or something like that. So,
There was that
um,
one game that kind of looked like it kind of looked like a Dark Souls like Final Fantasy mix. I can't remember what game it was during
um,
one of the conferences.
there's a lot of weird stuff. I was watching Donkey's video game Donkey dude. His thing on like E3, and he was going through like, oh, we saw like four different games that were like Left 4 Dead style. We saw three different ones that were like Dark Souls thing, and I was like, yeah, we did see a lot of like repeat stuff.
Shout out
Um,
to Donkey.
uh, but yeah, I mean, that's all I got written down. What about you? You got anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, it's more just things I wish were at the conference. I wish it was, how it was in the past where we would have Sony there, and everybody else giving their presentations, but we didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I saw a couple games. Like, I don't know why we didn't get a trailer for Hogwarts Legacy. Is it
Yeah,
Legacy? I can't remember the name of it, but
yeah,
I'm
something like
very
that.
hyped
Yeah,
for that game. And I mean, it's been talked about for a couple years now, and we didn't get anything for it, which was kind of weird to me.
yeah. Well, Warner Brothers just had Back for Blood. Like I think that was their only thing.
That was it, and we didn't hear anything about what Arkham Knights or
Mhm.
what's yeah, like we
Yeah,
didn't get anything
Arkham
like that.
Knights or the other one. I forget what they're called, like Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
Um, and Capcom's was horrible. I think
Capcom's did suck. Yeah.
I think Capcom, I legitimately fell asleep during Capcom's because like they came out with the Resident Evil thing and they're like, oh, the DLC's coming, we're working on it. Which,
And me,
yeah,
yeah, and, we were gonna to people watching, we were gonna originally do an E3 predictions episode, but we were all kind of busy and
yeah,
got hit with sicknesses, so we had to postpone that. But in my predictions, I said we were gonna see at least 3 DLCs coming for Resident Evil 8.
maybe.
Never did I think, yeah, never did I think that they weren't even in development yet.
I
So
don't. I thought for sure that that stuff was going to be a development because like the
yeah,
way the game ends, like they set up so many different things, and I'm like, okay, they'll pick one of these for the DLC and they'll go off on
absolutely.
that.
Because I think originally they said you were going to play as Hound Wolf Squad more in the story. And I was
Yeah,
like, all right, well, since that's not in the game, that's got to be DLC, and that's gonna be awesome. Like, I want to get to know this whole squad,
yeah.
especially if they're gonna like, gonna be prevalent moving forward. I want to know them. That'd be really cool. But no, we
Mhm.
didn't get anything. So who knows?
Yeah. Um, Capcom's was bad. I watched the Razer one for a little bit. That wasn't that great. They're just showing off
No,
computers and shit like that. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. Uh, I'm gonna sign off on TikTok. Thank you guys for watching. Uh, this is the Accurate as Fuck podcast. It's under YouTube under Accurate AF. I think eventually we'll be put on podcast services. Um, I got to go and create stuff and everything like that.
yeah,
But
we got to do some stuff.
yeah, but thank you guys uh on there, and I'm gonna exit out of here. All right, clear on TikTok. Anything else you want to say now that we're not on there? Curse them out or anything?
Yeah, fuck TikTok, man. No, nah, man, I'm good. I think I got everything out. We did it was a quick guide today.
Nice.
We
All
got to
right,
do a full length one next week.
I like it. All right, well, thank you guys. Next week we'll be back with Andrew. Uh, we love you guys. Bye.
Take it, sleeves.